Welcome into Boxing Scene Today here at the ProBox TV studios. Well, what a difference 2 years can make, which is an eternity in boxing. That's the last time we saw Jermal Charlo taking on Canelo in, let's just say, an underwhelming performance. Well, you know, where all tough guys fight is online on social media, and he has been calling out absolutely everybody with AI-generated videos about the particular fighters. What is his future at 154 pounds? Is there one? Jimmy Smith alongside the champ, Paulie Malignaggi in studio, and the champ, Chris Algieri, joining us via Zoom. Gentlemen, it's the shotgun approach. He's calling out absolutely everyone. Let me give you the list. Sebastian Fundora, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Boots Ennis, and Virgil Ortiz Jr. What happened is, Paulie, what the kids are doing, they all got their own animal, and it showed a lion eating them, and he's the lion. You get it?
Lions
you
only.
You get it?
Yeah,
you get it?
Only, yep.
See?
Only.
What do you think about this approach, man? 2 years off after a bad performance.
Yeah, 2 years off after a bad performance. But we always talk about 154 pounds being a weight class that, although it's filled with dynamite fighters, there's not really a star power name in there. You know, and you kind of have all these difficult fights with no big name kind of being at the forefront. You have the guys who you feel are the best. Like from my opinion, it's, you know, Virgil, Murtazaliev, and Boachuk for me are the top three guys. Not that 4 through 6 are bad.
Two of those he didn't call out, by the way.
Yeah.
He only called out Ortiz.
I got you. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, regardless, I think Jermell brings a little bit of that star flavor to the mix, where because there are so many good fighters and they kind of don't have the star power yet, they may or may not ever get it. They need a guy like Jermell, you know, because Jermell has been a former undisputed champion at the weight class. They need a name like this. And honestly, it's kind of the way boxing works, right? For Jermell, he can use his resume to attach himself to a big fight right away, because that's what when you've built up a resume like this and have these accomplishments that Jermell has, you know, that's the way it works, right? Even when you're a little bit past it, you're still in the mix because people will want to use you as a resume filler. Now, that sounds like a little bit offensive, resume filler with all the accomplishments, but no, that's sort of the way it works. Then when you're in the ring, you got to be in it to win it, right? So then you're in the ring, you obviously can make money because your resume allows you to be in these kind of big fights. And then, of course, you can possibly pull off an upset and win, because at this point, Jermell probably would be the underdog against any of these guys. These guys are in their prime. They're ruthless guys, but Jermell has a resume that can put him in there. You know, to a smaller degree, one of his ex-opponents, Erickson Lubin, right? Yep. It's kind of like that too. Even though he's not an ex-world champion, Lubin has still been around the block, and it brings a name recognition to the weight class. And, you know, he's getting the Virgil Ortiz fight. So I can't say it surprises me. I wasn't sure if Jermell would come back and fight again, honestly, but the fact that he is, I do like to see him at 154 as opposed to Canelo cherry-picking smaller guys. Like, I can run off the top of my head, José Lopez, Jermell, you know, constantly getting. Now he's getting Crawford, you know, like using these smaller guys. But I think that Jermell at his own weight class, if there's any hunger, and, you know, if he's got a bad taste in his mouth from the criticism he received for the Canelo fight, maybe he can still be dangerous. Maybe he can bring something to the table. You know, a motivated Jermell, it interests me against these guys. But these guys are ruthless, bro. You know, again, he's at 154. You have a very rough weight class.
What you always need, Chris, and you know, in MMA, the example is always Anderson Silva and Chael Sonnen. That Anderson Silva needed Chael Sonnen. He needed that guy who would talk his way into the fight, hype it up like crazy. Anderson's really not that guy.
Before the champ goes, I want a disclaimer right now. I don't want Jermell and Errol Spence, all right? I don't want two guys like that, all right? All right, because before PBC gets any ideas, all right? Like, because that's what they do.
Right.
I do not want Jermell and Errol Spence. I do not want two guys in the same position like that to where it does nothing. I don't mind Jermell calling out the names, but there's guys who have to come up the ladder. They are mega powerful fighters. You put them in against a name fighter like this, and hey, go for it. You know, you throw the dice and you have a great fight. Don't give me two guys who are both at that same little bit past their position and make a fight out of it. Don't do that.
It would be wasting the name value of both guys.
Don't do it to me.
Right.
I know how they do.
Right.
So I'm gonna put that disclaimer out there now.
A
lot of great fighters at 154.
Jimmy, even before you ask me a question,
yes,
Paulie, Buckle up, homie. That's going to be the fight. Buckle up, homie. That's exactly what the fight is going to be. It is going to
crushing
be
Paulie's
Jermell Charlo
dreams.
stepping back in with Errol Spence.
American boxing killing itself again. Don't complain when nobody watches boxing in America in a few years.
Jermell is a very strategic boxer, right? He's very, very strategic. He's deceptive in his offense. He was deceptive with this tweet, too. He put out all these names, called out all the top dogs. The one that stuck out to me was Errol Spence. No friends in the ring. That's the one. He's going to fight Errol Spence. Winner of that gets the fight. Winner of Fundora Zoo. It's all in-house, all PBC, all Al guys. Bro, come on. Paulie, you saying don't make it that? It's already, the deal's done. It's already done. It's already going to happen. I'm telling you. Whatever you think about, you're acting like they care. You're acting like these promotions care what you say about these fights, whether you like them or not.
Sonny was right, champ. Nobody cares.
Oh,
Nobody cares.
When Charlo was gonna fight, when Jermal Charlo was gonna fight Canelo, we were like, oh, okay. And then he falls out, and then Jermell said, we're like, well, no way. Happened anyway. Did not care. And guess what? Jermell and Spence will sell, and it'll sell big. It'll do it in Texas. It'll sell. And it'll set one of them up for the next big fight. And actually, the loser will probably get a fight, too. The loser will probably get the loser of Fundora and Zoo. Zoo. I'm going to keep saying Zoo. It's Fundora and Thurman. So watch all these guys do a little round robin.
The idea, though, that it's kind of wasting the name value, because the name value should pump up somebody who doesn't have the name value yet. To use up two names at the same time.
It's not because it's saying in-house. It's not because it's saying in-house.
Yeah. But why don't you use the in-house to bring up one of your younger stars instead of keeping it in-house between guys who are in the same position, like more so on the way out than the way in?
Because boxing is about making money now.
Boxing is also about keeping the wheel turning. In the past, that's how it always worked. I'm totally deflated now. You guys just ruined my.
That was Chris. Chris totally took it out. It wasn't me, bro.
I'm deflated. I was actually kind of excited about a name like Jermell in this mix, but under this premise, I'm not excited.
Okay. Right. Thanks, Chris. Hey, thanks a lot.
It makes sense to you because
I'm sitting next to this guy.
Because you heard it and you're like, damn it.
Yeah. But this idea that. That Jermal Charlo is calling out everyone under the sun. The idea that any other fight could work out if they don't have a dance partner. Because right now, as you just mentioned, Fundora has Thurman later on. Terrence Crawford, of course, has Canelo Alvarez. Boots Ennis has one coming. I forget who he's fighting. Virgil Ortiz, of course, take on Erickson Lubin. The idea that who doesn't have a dance partner right now, when I look at it, just.
There's guys at the dance floor. They're in the Far East and nobody wants to deal with them.
Right, he doesn't. What I pointed out is he doesn't.
There's also Conwell.
There's Murtaz Aliyev.
There's Conwell too.
Yeah,
Charles Conwell, who just beat Conwell. Somebody just beat Conwell.
He just lost to the Mexican fighter that Zayas won his title from. The Garcia.
Speaking of the Mexican fighter, there's the guy that. Oh no, that guy's at 168. The guy that beat Caleb. My bad. Wrong Charlo.
But when you look at this, at his schedule, 2 years off in this sport is absolutely forever. Coming off no other way to say it, extremely disappointing, lackluster fight against Canelo Alvarez. The idea he needs to redeem himself, and you know what? What's your thought on that?
You know what? Champ Mitch made a good point. Brought up Charles Conwell. You've been off 2 years. Let's see you against Charles Conwell first. That's actually not bad because it's tough, but it's not that next level. Because again, I mean the Spence fight is just recycling guys and
but Paulie, the Conwell fight doesn't sell. Doesn't sell. It won't be a main event. Can't be a main event. So Spence is a main event fight.
All right. So what is, Chris? If you are Jermell Charlo's camp, his people, his coach, whatever it is it about effort? Is it about, does he mentally still want to be in the ring? Because if he is, how dangerous is he in this field at 154? In your opinion, Chris?
Absolutely, super dangerous. Super talented fighter. I mean, his track record speaks for itself. If he's still hungry and still has the discipline to get in top physical form, yeah, he's a major player, even in a weight class as deep as 54, because he is that good.
When you look at this field, and regardless of who he might fight, let me say it again, Paulie. Sebastian Fundora, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Jerron Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, and of course, we know about Boachuk, we know about Madrimov, we know the names he didn't call out. I'm sorry, Murtaz Aliyev.
Madrimov is it too.
Yeah. When you look at this whole field, who do you think he has the best chance against? Who gives us the best fight when you look at the whole field itself?
Honestly, it's tough to say because he's been off 2 years, so we don't know.
We don't know what we're walking into, right?
Walking into. We also have to see the kind of motivation he has. I always saw a very motivated Jermal Charlo prior to the Canelo fight. In the Canelo fight, it was actually almost disturbing how much lack of motivation he showed in that fight. Because, and remember, you see him in the Castano fight where it's give and take and they're really fighting. You're like, all right, this guy digs in. Not only does he know how to fight, but he also has the mentality of a fighter. It threw me off completely the way he fought the Canelo fight, you know. So I don't know now which guy I'm gonna get. You know, the fact that he's coming back after 2 years, maybe he's sort of rejuvenated himself and is hungry again. He's not super old, you know. He's in his mid-30s. Yep. You know, you can still
35, I believe.
You can still kind of put it together at the mid-30s. But at your mid-30s, for me the real defining thing is the mentality, because by your mid-30s you have. If you're a top-level fighter like Jermell has been, you've made a lot of money. Your money is usually in various places at this point. So you've got your life is kind of compartmentalized. You know, a lot of times you're married, you have kids. So there's more compartmentalization in your life than it is, say, in your early to mid-20s, where all you're doing is being a ruthless destroyer in boxing and trying to consume everybody in front of you. So I don't know, because everybody's different, you know, where his mentality is by his mid-30s. I think physically he probably can still perform, you know. But I think by your mid-30s, the mental aspect is even more important, because that's where the ruthlessness or not ruthlessness is going to come into play. You know, do you have it or
guys,
not?
Let's also keep in mind, and this is rare, because it's very rare that we have had twins who are top-level fighters in our sport. We have a physical example of what he could look like at this age. Yeah. He literally has a twin brother who has come back off of many years off and has looked pretty damn good.
I know. I don't know, champ. Come on, that was Thomas Lamana though. Come on.
No, the one before that with when he fought Benavidez, Jose Benavidez. He looked good in that fight. Yeah. And Benavidez is tough.
Well, much smaller guy. But regardless, fights once every leap year.
But again, you got a guy, right. You got a guy but also Jermal has had other issues that Jermell has not, and still looked as good as he did. So if you take a Jermell who looked like he had been a more disciplined brother of the two anyway, and you take him, and yes, he's been off for 2 years, but now he's back and hungry. But I think physically, you said it, 35 isn't that old.
It's not the same though, man. It's not the same though, because when the Charlos were the Charlos, they were two of my favorite fighters. They were really damn good. Like, they were super sharp. That first step, because I was a jabber in my career, so I really point to that. That first step explosiveness on that double jab right hand they used to throw, that first step explosiveness off that feint, it was a thing of beauty, man. Like, I mean,
smooth,
just that alone,
besides
everything else they could do, obviously, but just that alone, they had that. It was like their defining trait. And it's like, you kind of lose all that. Yeah, you're still capable, but you kind of lose all that. So, how much of it are you going to have left? I can't tell against Jose Benavidez and against Thomas Herman. I can't tell.
We're not going to know until it happens because of age. But also, like, how good is an 80% Charlo? How good is an 80%, 70% Jermell Charlo? He's still pretty damn good. Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like this guy can still make noise and make moves.
That's why it interests me, just not against Errol Spence.
All right, so talk to me, Chris, about the vulnerabilities here. Sebastian Fundora, whatever it is, 6'9", right? But he can be beaten on the inside. He still needs a little bit of seasoning.
He gets hit.
Yeah, he gets hit, as you say. Errol Spence, past his prime. Terrence Crawford, of course, is fighting Canelo. He's not going to be in this mix. Jerome Boots Ennis moving up in weight class, still very, very talented. Virgil Ortiz Jr., a little young, right? So when you look at the vulnerabilities of everybody in a stacked weight class, who lines up best if you're Jermell Charlo and you want to fight? Who lines up best for you if you're his people?
Guys, let's not forget about Xander Zayas. He's the youngest world champion in the world. Young, just got a title, hasn't fought anybody of note. He's the low-hanging fruit. I love the kid. I hate to say that, but it's true. He's the low-hanging fruit in this division. He has a title. He has the least experience. If you can get a fight with that.
Are we just saying it just to say it? The guys were top ranked. That's not going to happen, champ. Come on. He didn't ask you. Imagine what it'd be like, though.
I said the vulnerability.
He didn't ask you.
To quote the great Chris Farley in Billy Madison, you can imagine what it'd be like, though.
Paulie, I already told you what fight it's going to be.
I know.
That wasn't the question. The question was
vulnerabilities. Right.
Vulnerabilities and the biggest payout.
I can't believe
get a title.
I can't believe it's the one I didn't want.
Yeah,
you cut me off, dude. As soon as you were done talking, I was like, I'm gonna drop this bomb, and then you said it, and I was like, oh, the bomb's gonna land a lot bigger now.
Yeah, deflated all the life I had in me for this conversation.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing better for an episode of this show than Paulie just being deflated and not wanting to continue. It's our favorite thing ever. So we're gonna give Paulie a little time to heal up. Boxing Scene Today, as it makes boxing news, and Jermell Charlo picks an opponent, actually has somebody to fight. We'll talk about it right here. Join us, find out why millions are watching. You can heal up and go home, Paulie. Just calm down.
This weight class is too good to do that.